Hi class, welcome to grade 11 math. I'm your teacher, Mrs. Thomas. In this video, we're going to talk about three things. We're going to talk about first, how can you access e-learning? How can you navigate e-learning? And three, how can you submit your assignments online? So let's get started. All right, so first, how can you access e-learning? There are a few ways. There's a link to e-learning on the school website. You can also Google DSBN e-learning, and that'll bring you directly here. Okay, so when you get to the login screen, your username and your password are going to be the same as your username and password for all your other DSBN logins, right? So it's all the same login. Once you get there, you will have access to our class website. If you're having difficulty finding the class website, when you first log in, you have a e-learning homepage that you will access. So I'll go there first. So you have this e-learning homepage with your courses in here, whatever they may be, etc., etc. So to access our homepage, it might be one of the ones already in this area. It could also be one of the ones over here. Our homepage is Math 11U Functions and Relations. So go ahead and click on that, and then you will have access to our class website. The class website has a lot of things. It's got a section for news. This is how I communicate with the class online. It's also got a content browser over here. It has a calendar. So this kind of gives you some ideas of what kind of upcoming events we might have. Today there was a unit test, for example, so you can click on today and see that the event for September 19th was a unit test. And it might even have a description sometimes. In this case, my description was study, as you know already. All right, so if you want to access your content, you can do so either in the content browser over here, or you can go to Course Tools and scroll down to Content. And when you do that, it will bring you to this course. So when you are viewing the content, you can do so by clicking on the units that appear on the left. So right now we only have Unit 1. More units will appear as the course progresses. So here, just on the first, when you first click on Unit 1, it does release a drop-down menu. Here we have a description of what you can expect in Unit 1, Introduction to Functions. We have some goals. Here I added a review for the unit test. This was something I added last week, so that you could get a head start on studying for the review. You also have a list over here of all of the lessons, right? We've got lesson 1.0, the prerequisite skills, graphing relations, etc., etc. So these are all of the lessons that we go through on a day-to-day basis. So if you miss a class, just go to see what the last thing you remember was, and then click on the lesson that is new. Normally it'll be at the bottom of the list, right? So the last thing we did was lesson 1.9, Unit 1 review. Over here we have lesson 1.0, so I'll just click on this one as an example. So you'll see that when you click on the lesson, any handouts that might have been given out that day are in this folder over here. So for example, on the first day, I handed out a worksheet. I don't hand out a worksheet every day, but when I do, it will appear in the lesson for that day. So here we had a worksheet 1.0 reviewing your solving equations. So if you want to print this off, once it loads, you can open it in a new window, and then you can print it by just clicking on this print button. And that way you can work on a worksheet even if you weren't there in class to receive the worksheet. Something else I give out is blank notes. If you do miss a day and you want to print off the blank notes and fill in your own notes, you can do that. And I also have the notes and the homework. So this is, these are all the slides that we do in class, right? So you can have a look over everything we do in class does appear in this slideshow, and at the end I normally will give you what your homework is for that class as well. So if you want, you can also download it by clicking on the download button over here. Click download and it will download that for you. All right, so far we've gone over how to access e-learning and how to navigate e-learning. Let's move on to how do you submit your assignments online. Well, for Unit 1, I have Unit 1 assignment over here. So if you need to work on Unit 1 assignment, you can click on that here. You can print it off to work on it, right? And then if you need to submit it online, like if you're not here to submit your assignment to me in person when it's due, you can submit it online, and that way you don't get marks, you don't get late marks, or sometimes the assignments aren't accepted the day, like they're not accepted after we've gone through the solutions for that assignment, right? So if we've already gone through the solutions for the assignment, I'm no longer accepting them. If you want to avoid that, you can submit your assignment online. That way you don't get to miss out on having submitted it if you're not here. So if you want to submit your assignment online, all you got to do is click on the Assignment 1 online submission and then click on this Go to Assignment button. That will bring you over here to the online submission for the assignment. And all you need to do is, if you've printed off the assignment and you've filled in everything by hand, you can take a picture of it and then add the file by clicking on the Add File button, right? So you add the file probably by clicking on My Computer and uploading the file. Once you have that submitted, you click this Submit button, right? All right, so I do believe that is everything that we set out to do with this video. Please let me know if you have any questions. You know how to contact me. My email is jillian.thomas@dsbn.org. Thank you.